Friday evening to you, and welcome to the Feminine Drive with me, your host, Warrior Empress. How are you doing? How are we doing this Friday? And again, as with all episodes, I'm going to ask you, how was your week? How the children doing with the online schooling? Well, they're real good at the thing now, ain't? Yeah. A little one or two parents still a little frustrated, but I know them children getting the hang of the thing now. Yes, man. And parents, just go with the flow and fall in. Listen, if you need help, ask somebody for help, you know. I sure it have a lot of people would help you all. All right? So we're doing the thing nice again this Friday as we continue to celebrate Calypso History Month, and we are celebrating Women in Calypso. Yes, man. Now, this week, remember I told you all we're bringing them in twos. Well, unfortunately, one of our guests couldn't make it, so we have one beauty. Listen, this woman, she would take up the space of two guests. Trust me. Yes, we will get to that soon enough. Again, before I forget last time, let me say it from on top. Pleasant evening to Tuko, to the president of Tuko, Matalo Masimba, and the executive members. Thank you again for the opportunity to do this program. I am learning so much. You know, it's like when you're driving a car, people will tell you, you've missed a lot of things in your village. But the day you start to work, you say, but you know, I didn't know it have a shop there, and I didn't know so-and-so was living there. Because when you walk, you see a lot of things in opposed to when you're driving. Well, I could kind of use that to compare to what's going on with me. You know, I ain't the thing I'm singing, but now that I'm interviewing persons, what an experience. I'm loving it. I'm learning so much about my fellow women Calypsonians. So much. Love it, love it, love it. I cannot wait for next year. Yes, man, they ain't a one-time thing because we're celebrating Calypso History Month every year. And the Feminine Drive, which has longevity, don't get tied up. It ain't for no Calypso History Month alone. We're just doing this segment. Next year, please God, we're going to be looking at more women in Calypso. Who knows? I might drop a little man in between here and there. We go vibes that. So, as is customary, we would focus on a senior Calypsonian, a female Calypsonian also, who would have contributed to our development as female Calypsonians. The front runners, those who went before, those who take the licks for us now. Because trust me, you see what some of them went through? My shoes, my feel sorry little short. I didn't think I could have go through what they went through. So I have to say eternal thanks to all the front runners, from Lady Trinidad, Lady Irie, coming down the road, Lady Diane, who I would have spoken about as well, Anne-Marie Innes, right? Thanks, thanks, thanks. Singing Sandra, singing Francine, oh, Calypso Rose, you know. Those were strong women because they really took a beating for us. They cleared the path. As they say, they make track for Guti to run. And today we have a forum where we can express ourselves, right? Nothing is perfect. It's about continuous growth and development. But we've come a long way. We have come a long way, and I would like to say thanks. So we're talking about the woman Denise Plummer this evening. Yeah. Denise Plummer, man. What is this? When people say Denise Plummer, that's a favorite line, right? Denise Plummer started off in song festival as, you know, based on her upbringing, she was more exposed to song festival, 12 and under, and, you know, these type of shows. And I'm not so sure what brought her into Calypso, because she used to sing pop and all the different genres, other than Calypso, at Chaconia Inn. I'm not so sure if that hotel's still, I think it's still around. When you're going into St. Anne's there, Denise Plummer was the resident singer there. And as I said, I'm not so sure what ushered her into Calypso. But she came on the scene in 1986. And she got her baptism, and what a baptism that was, in Skinner Park. And if you ask me, that wasn't no baptism I would recommend to my worst enemy. But again, the strength and resilience of Denise Plummer, you know, I always have to talk about that. She used that experience where she was literally rejected for whatever reason when toilet paper was thrown at her. And, you know, we know about that. It is there. But she used that, very importantly, she used that as a stepping stone to go forward. To go forward in this Calypso arena. So listen to me. If it's one woman we could take a page from in terms of resilience, in terms of taking what we term as negativity and turning that into positivity, is the woman Denise Plummer. My spiritual mother used to say, get Jackie jacket, but give Jim a whole suit if he deserves it. Yeah? And we have to speak about Denise Plummer in terms of standing up, because that ain't easy to face, eh? Listen to me. I don't know if I could have dealt with that. All these strong and Warrior Empress and I ain't able with that. That was indeed humiliating, but she took that and she continued. Denise Plummer won Calypso Queen 6 times. The NWAC Calypso Queen Monarch was won by Denise Plummer 6 times. She qualified for the National Calypso Monarch 5 times, eventually winning it in 2001. Yeah? Now leaving. I think everybody know that song. Now leaving, Sweet Trinidad. COVID and no COVID, we not leaving. Yeah, because we better than many places in the world today. And I think those of us who didn't have an appreciation for Trinidad and Tobago, then, you see what's going on in the world today? We may not express it, but let me be honest. We're in a good place in Trinidad. Again, there is no perfect place, but we're in a good place. So Denise Plummer sang a song, I think it was penned by Kurt Allen, Now Leaving, and she won in 2001. Denise Plummer has, well, I like to say, as I said before, whether you're singing gospel calypso or whatever, the foundation is calypso. So for me, she's still singing calypso. But she's in the arena of gospel now. Denise Plummer sings unto her Lord. She glorifies her God through gospel. And, you know, we have to wish people well when they choose to go a different avenue. But she did a lot. Listen, when you're talking about performance, that was a performer. That woman could perform, boy. I mean, if you go back and you look at her videos, she would use the stage. She have a way she does open her arms, and, you know, you could see the euphoria in her performance. She enjoys what she does. Well, when she was in the arena of Calypso. And that is something the elders will tell you. Have fun on stage. Enjoy what you're doing. Whether it's a serious song or a humorous song, enjoy it. You know, whatever is inside must radiate outside. So you go on stage and you have people there with you, man. And Denise Plummer was the epitome of that. You know, if you ask me, in my opinion, as all Calypsonians, all female Calypsonians that I would have brought on the set and even spoken about, they are good in their own right. But you know, we have people who master in some area. She's a real performer. Real performer. I have a friend who used to do background vocals for Denise Plummer, and she said, listen, that woman is a perfectionist also when coming to vocals. She don't want to hear off keynote. Them background vocals must be on point, right? And we know Denise has truth. When you listen to her, we know she have truth. So she's the type of person, it shows in her craft, the perfection. So she did a lot of pan songs too, eh? Denise Plummer did a lot of songs with Len Bugsy Sharp. She did a lot of pan songs too. You know, so her music was known in the steel pan fraternity as well, yes. She did a lot of pan songs. So as I said, she contributed well to the art form. Woman is boss boy. Listen, when them man and them, when them man and them hear that song, I know some men used to get vexed for true, you know. Serious thing, you know. Woman is boss, they want to hear that song at all. That song caused real bacchanal between man and woman. Because man taking that song to heart. But I think what Denise did, or what she sought to do with that song, is to show the strengths of women. You know, different things. Long time women couldn't do certain things, and now things, the landscape changed terribly. It changed for the good, I would say, that women are more involved in things that people will say, well, a man's supposed to be doing that, and what is she doing there? Not in today's world. Women, they step up to the plate, and they're doing it well, even better than men in some cases. So what Denise did in that song, she big up women, as we would say, that is what she did. She big up women, right? So woman is boss, and now leaving, yeah. Too bad song from Denise Plummer. So as I said, she is now singing gospel, and I listened to some of her songs, and she's looking radiant as ever, you know, full of life. I bounced up somewhere before COVID, and same bubbly type of energy, beautiful soul. And as I would have done with all the other female Calypsonians, I'm saying on behalf of all of us, thank you, Denise Plummer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For you would have left with us so many great lessons. You see the stage? See the performance? As look at your videos. Yeah. You inspire me a lot in terms of performance. And the biggest lesson for me that you left with us, not just women, but more so women, is when obstacles come your way, or when it is perceived to be negativity, take that negativity and flip the script, man. Flip the script and go forward with positive vibes. Not many women could have recovered from that ordeal in Skinner Park, but Denise Plummer showed us, listen, once you come to do something and you believe in what you're doing, go forth. How long people go talk? How long? How long they go try to stand in your way? Once you are destined to fulfill your purpose upon earth, take it from me, Warrior Empress. They can't stop you. They might just slow you down. And sometimes this slowing down is for good, because you going. And you see the universe, our divine creator is so clever. Uses situations and uses people to slow you down. And you feel it's a bad. Sometimes it's for you to regroup, for you to recharge, for you to re-strategize and get back in line. But once it's your destiny, they would not be able to stop you. So they wasn't able to stop Denise Plummer. She retired when she wanted to, and she's still making good music. So, thanks again, Denise Plummer. We're not leaving the Calypso arena, not at all. All right, so before, you know what's coming up next, right? The guest corner. But before we go to the guest corner, yes, the trivia question. Yeah, man. Now, I chose to do the trivia question now, so it will give you time to go and find the answer. Because I find when I do it coming to the end of the show, people was, you know, they're scampering for the answers. So I've given you enough time. Singing Sandra, I was going to give you it on Denise Plummer, you know what? Nah. Singing Sandra have a calypso that she sang about sexual harassment in the workplace. Yeah? I think we all know the song I'm talking about. If you ask me, I said that is the anthem for females. That is the anthem for females. I want the name of that calypso that Singing Sandra sang that deals with sexual harassment in the workplace. I want the I know I'll catch plenty earlier with the name of this calypso, eh? I want the name of the calypso, and I want the person that wrote the calypso. So you don't know it is not Singing Sandra who wrote the calypso. right? So two things, the name of the calypso and the person who wrote the calypso. Yeah? You notice I keep stressing on the name. The name may not be the name that you think it is. So that is enough hints I give you there. So don't go far. Run to the bathroom or get a drink, get a glass of water, and we'll be right back with our guest. And we're back. We are back inside the Feminine Drive, and direct your attention to the beautiful Amrika Mutroo. Welcome, Amrika.
Thank you so much, Ali. Thank you.
Yeah, there's our next one. I almost get on the show, Because listen to me. I don't know how Amrika does do it, ever since I met Amrika in the Calypso arena, Amrika always doing something. She in Best Village, she this. No, is it depend?
Yeah.
In education.
My postgrad diploma in education.
Exactly, she's a teacher. So Lord have mercy. And Amrika is the type of person, she can't say no. So she attending to this. She doing this with this family. And I say, Lord, I would never get this girl on this show. But that is good. They have a saying, it's better you're too busy than you're idle.
Yes.
Right? And she really is doing all that. And inside of all of that, she's still making music.
Yes.
Well, boy, I sorry for that Mr. Right who go in and get married to Amrika. I sorry for that gentleman. So tell me, what has been happening with Amrika Mutroo?
A lot has been happening. New adjustment to online teaching, that has been a lot. I'm missing my students, I just want to let them know that.
Oh, Lord.
I started a gourmet bread company.
Yes, I saw you had an event.
Yes, I
Nice.
had a brunch to introduce the breads that I started making. And the company is just registered, so now I have to make time.
We're getting time to do all this.
As soon as my diploma is complete, which will be finished in November, I'm going to start back doing the breads. I also have another company called Miss Mutroo, the classy teacher, where I will be doing online clothing for teachers.
My God.
So that when school start back, everybody have the gears with the masks and everything. Yes. Yeah, you have to find a way, especially now, to do everything else.
Recreate yourself.
Yes, and we have a little bit of time now
Yes.
to focus on all the creative aspects of our life that we never.
What it is I was saying all the time. What it is I was saying. What Warrior didn't perceive herself. I mean, yes, I always liked, and I had it in my mind to do something on radio. But I don't think I would have jumped out as this time now.
Yes.
I don't think I would have do it now. But COVID say, how long you talking about this thing?
Yeah.
Do it now. Right? But we will get back to, because I had to taste the bread. Right? And yeah. But we brought Amrika here to talk about Calypso. And this is a former queen. 2016 Calypso Queen Monarch.
Yes.
Added to that, I can't count. Let me just tell you, Amrika won several regional Calypso Monarch. Aruka, Tanapuna, Arima, Sandy Grandi, Kuva. You ever win Karapi Chima?
Karapi Bangzan.
Every district in this country that held a Calypso competition, they know the name Amrika Mutroo.
Yes.
Right? So tell us something, tell the viewing public, when you started, well, I also know she was in Best Village. Here, it's plenty of this woman, you know. Plenty. Tell us when you started, the singing career. Well, let me not say career, because when we now start off singing, in primary school and thing, we ain't thinking it's career.
Correct.
Right, we doing we thing. So tell us when the singing started in your life.
Alright, so my mom, she never was in choir and she was not a performer. But since I know myself, she would be singing to me. She would play different genres of music at home, from, what's his name? From those Western songs to Gloria Estefan. The range went on, and I grew up in Belmont. So
is that tongue girl?
Dub, dancehall, reggae, the influences were wide. right?
Okay.
And then in school, I went to Melville Memorial Girls Anglican School.
What's that name?
Melville Memorial Anglican School.
Okay.
Where I had a wonderful teacher, Mrs. Hazel. And she had a choir in the school, and she would always be training children to sing and enter competitions. I remembered waiting an evening, well, many evenings, my mom used to work a little later, and she would come pick me up after, so I would stay with Miss Hazel. And she would be training Michelle Henry, which everyone should know in the
Hey, you went to school with Michelle?
Michelle Henry was in a couple classes higher than me, but she went to Melville as well. Some great talent came out of Melville Memorial.
Kudos to Melville School.
All the Hazel sisters came from Melville.
I remember the Hazel sisters, yes.
That was Michelle Hazel, the teacher, my teacher, those were her daughters.
Oh.
And then Michelle Henry, her mother was a teacher in the boys' side of our school, which was St. Margaret's Boys.
Okay.
So while Mrs. Hazel teaching Michelle, going through her calypso, I used to wait on evenings, and a day my mom came to pick me up, and while she walked in the classroom, she seeing Michelle rehearsing her song, and I'm sitting down singing every line, word after word, coming out of her mouth. I'm singing everything. And my mom, because she knows I have the influence, I was never a shy child, because even in prep school, I went to Little Lamb preschool, I was always the lead in our little choir. They always have me performing like Charlene
Always
Boudram.
had that bold spirit.
Yeah, they always put me to perform as Charlene Boudram for Christmas with a big Santa Claus, right? So I had that bravery from even before primary school.
Right.
And my mom, she said, but Miss Hazel, Amrika liked to sing. Why she can't enter the competition soon? Now, we thought it was a school competition.
Oh.
We thought it was inside of the school. Mm-hmm. And Miss Hazel said, well, if you could get a song for her by tomorrow.
She inside?
She inside.
Nice.
So my mom was also a photographer. A lot of people who know her
up to today, she still carries a camera.
My brother takes it over. He has taken it over. But she had done some pictures for Mr. Bill Truckman, Uncle Bill. Uncle
Bill, boy, and next stalwart.
Mm-hmm. And she called him. She said, listen, my daughter, I like to sing and have a competition in your school. You have anything that you know? He said, yeah, I have something for her. Let her come up one time. We went over by Uncle Bill's house. I saw his paintings. I met him for the first time.
Very good artist as well.
Yes. He looked at me. He said, I have something for you. A song called Staying Small. From the time he started singing the lyrics, that time his cassette, he started recording the song. He playing the little guitar and he recorded the song on a cassette for me. And I singing the song. From there to when I reach home, I don't know a verse and chorus. By the next day, I had the paper in my hand and I singing the song, the calypso, to Miss Hazel. That day, instead of entering the school competition, Miss Hazel took me, Michelle, and a couple others down to NJAC.
Wow.
Entered us in Pioneers competition.
Pioneers. And I must say shout out to NWAC, for the work you all did and continues to do in the cultural arena.
Yeah, especially for the youths.
Yes.
Because a lot of us got our break from that.
From NJAC, correct.
Yeah.
And NWAC.
And NWAC, yeah.
Wow.
So, that day, we jumped to NJAC, did the performance, and within the next day or a couple of days after they sent out the list, I made it to Pioneers. I made it to Pioneers.
In Pioneers.
Ended up, my mom had to do a fast outfit. She used to sew.
Okay.
She had a little machine and
by the way, her mother name is the same name as mine.
Yes, Alison.
Well, the government name. You all know I don't really use that name, but the government name, Alison.
Yeah. So, my mom, she did up a outfit, and I love the Denise Plummer. Right? So she did a fancy outfit. Same thing, you know, like the little wings hanging down.
Yes, Denise used to like to perform in those kind of outfits.
Right.
Yes.
My aunt used to do a lot of tie-dye t-shirts and things for carnival and sell, and they tie-dye the outfit with a nice little hat. My mom did a hat with my hair out, and she do, long time they pull the hair from one side and the next side and they plait in the middle. And she
but that's when you had long hair, yeah? That's not when you had picky hair, but that's when you had long hair, yes. You take the hair from the sides and...
Yeah. So, then we go down in the stadium, Jim Bay Complex. And all the boys from St. Margaret's School who never see Amrika dress up. I stand up with some of my Calypsonian, Chanel Abraham was singing Calypso, Michelle Henry, all of them. And they said, oh good, Amrika, you're looking nice. I thought these guys were harassing me, and I went and locked myself inside of one of the lockers and did not want to come out. Miss Hazel. So my mom was begging Amrika, come out. She had to talk to Miss Hazel. Miss Hazel had to come and knock down the locker. She said, Amrika, you need to come out now. You have this. Because of the shame I feeling.
You think they're harassing you?
Yeah.
But they're admiring you.
They're admiring me. But back then, remember, this was my first time performing to this big audience and people see me.
So you really didn't know how to process that?
No, I didn't.
Right.
And they carried me outside, line up with all the artists, and this photographer come. My hand is like this, covering my face now. I hide in my face. You know, long time try and feel because you cover your face, you cover your whole body.
Yes.
I doing this. And the Guardian take a picture of me and put me front page, Calypso on her mind, up to today. That's a big joke in
But that's a good topic.
Yeah.
That's a great, listen, and that was journalism back then.
Yes.
Calypso on her mind. Poor child hiding her face.
Poor me hiding my face, and I don't know how to feel. And long time I used to get headaches before I go and sing. And the headache will go
as soon as I reach on
the stage.
Everything happens before stage, and as you go on stage,
that's it.
It gone.
That's it.
But tell me something. So you would have entered Tuko Junior Calypso Monarch?
Yes. After
right,
that.
you graduated to that, and well, as they say, you come out of the small pond and you start to go in the pond with the bigger fishes, because we know Tuko Junior Monarch produced some of the, well, not some, 90 or 99% of the people that singing today pass through Tuko Junior Monarch. Right, that is the stage, the Marshall Montano, the Cohen Dubo, all of them. So tell me, you're in Tuko Junior Calypso Monarch now, and you're competing against the top children in the country, both male and female. What was the highest you placed in that competition?
The highest I ever placed in Tuko, I believe, was third that year.
Fantastic.
It was gone in for first. That was like my last year being in that competition. But
what
Tuko,
school was that at the time?
I was actually in secondary school at the time.
What secondary school was that?
I was going to Woodbrook Secondary.
Oh, Woodbrook. That's a good... Yeah. That's the school of Destra.
Yes.
Yeah, Destra attended
yes.
Woodbrook Government Secondary.
I was at Woodbrook Secondary at that time. But for me, the stages wasn't only with Tuko, but there were several competitions all over.
In between that you
in
would...
between. So it had NJAC Pioneers, NJAC Jewels.
Stars of Tomorrow.
No, before Stars of Tomorrow, they had different phases. So it had Pioneers, Jewels, Juniors, Pathfinders, Young Composers, which I won all.
Wow.
Right? Then Stars of Tomorrow.
Right, we get into that.
Right.
So Amrika went through the mill.
Mm-hmm.
She went through the mill. And that is so important into your development. No, not everybody would have been exposed to that. What I picked up in a lot of the persons I interviewed, the school that they attended played an important role in their artistic life. You see, and we spoke about that. So that now, today, the so-called prestige school have Calypso going on there. And a lot of students, we have young Teza O'Connor. He goes, I think it's St. Mary's. And we have a lot of those prestige school where Calypso is they drive Calypso. The children enter Tuko Calypso, Monarch, etc. That wasn't so much. So I can't remember that being so before. You would more get the children from the junior secondary school and the senior comprehensive school. But my point is, the school. You see, once the school embrace the art form and the school pushes it, the children will become interested.
Yeah.
Right? And if we have the type of teachers that are going to push the culture, the children will want to be part of it.
Yeah.
So, again, we have another guest who is speaking of her experiences through the school system where she was able to embrace the culture.
Well, it wasn't, just to correct that, it wasn't the school for most of the parents for most of these children within my time. It would have been Karine Aje, Rondell Donowa, Dwayne O'Connor, Joseph Prida, Rondell, Roger Gordon,
Chucky,
Olatunji, yeah, word. All of these persons, Stacy, I can't remember her surname.
Her last name.
But Michelle Henry, most of these children wasn't totally only supported by the school. The school will support after they realize, wait now, we have
a gem
we
here.
have a gem here. And they realize it end up in the papers. From Melville, we had teachers that was pushing it. Right? But mainly these artists were supported by their parents and mostly the mothers.
Right. So, yes, because, okay, now I try to emphasize the school really playing an important part.
Yeah.
But she's correct. Because a child is a child. A child can't do anything without the support of their parents.
Yeah.
Right? In as much as the school, I was involved in athletics, as much as I could run, mommy had to say, okay, she go in a Rima Velodrome to run, or it was Milo sports, secondary school sports or primary school sports, whatever. We need the consent of parents. And of course, you will have that support. Parents must or should support. But the point I try to make is that from Melville Memorial School, she spoke of the involvement and the teachers there. And we have a lot of schools like that today that really pushing the children, and the children could go back and talk about their involvement in the school where they had the choir and they act, So I wanted to slip in that part to say kudos to the schools who encourages those type of behavior and platform among the students, and for those who still, because do you know there are schools today or students who want to get involved in the junior monarch and the school they want no part of that.
Yeah, the school, they don't have the time.
The school
their focus is academics and that's it.
And exactly. Yeah. And for other reasons they may say, no, don't enter no calypso. Yeah. There are some schools the students cannot enter because the school not supporting it. Right? So you coming out of that, that was the genesis of your artistic development, and you're moving on. All right. There to co junior monarch, there's an age limit. So I think it's 18.
Yeah.
You come out when you're 18 and you must go on to seniors. So your senior entrance would have been Calypso Queen Monarch, correct?
No. I for some regional competitions, their age for seniors started at 16 years old.
Okay.
So I started regional competitions from Grandi, Manzan, Lavantil.
Anybody can go in, you're going.
Yeah. And with respect to me being involved in Calypso for so long, there were many artists and parents that found that, she is a veteran, she can be in junior still. She can be in there still.
It's like Wamshin getting older.
It's how many times they want to put me in higher categories because of the experience and not the age.
Of course.
And we have a lot of artists like that. Aaron Duncan, he is exposed, he has experience,
exactly,
he has traveled.
But he's a young man.
He's a young man. So, different committees would have had different perceptions and different views on this thing.
Some of them even used to say, remember, they say once you enter into any professional competition,
you cannot go back.
You cannot go in the regionals. Yes. They used to want to ban you from the regional. Who? Them that's competing queens. Don't let them come in the regional. Yeah. So she's correct.
Yeah.
They had that kind of thing.
There was always that conflict.
Always that conflict because they saw the regionals as a platform, as a stage for the less experienced artists
or people within the community who may not get the
mainly people within the community who probably never sing in a tent, too shy to go outside and
correct.
Right. But then we know it is now regionals.
Everybody could enter.
You go in regionals, Aruka, Calypso Monarch, and
competitors who in Skinner Park.
Who in Skinner Park and who in the Marsh Girl. Because at the end of the day, it boils down to this, or it appears to be that way.
Not only that, sometimes you had members of the community that's not willing to uplift their standards. So they might perform in our community competition 3-4 years and not up the standard.
True.
So what committee members started doing to
raise the standard of the competition,
they started allowing persons from outside to come in, perform, and level up.
Correct.
And that started
introducing
performance, people dressing up with costume, people getting backup singers, they getting drummers, they getting dancers.
It's true. It's like in a race.
Yeah.
You beating people all the time in your village and you line up in a race and it have faster people than you had to run.
Yeah.
You have to run or train harder.
That in itself is what encourages a lot of corporate sponsors because they see these unknown artists with a plug that when I sponsor, my name is out there, my business is out there. So
I can attach myself to somebody with a certain
With
level.
a name, a level,
That's
a
right.
standard, yeah.
And talking about sponsors, that is a different scenario now.
Yeah.
Getting sponsors is like a needle in a haystack. So we jump in. We jump in inside Calypso Queen Monarch, and the year was 2016. I pulled number 1. Was it the year I pulled number 1?
No.
And you pulled number 10?
No, I pulled number 10, and this
I think I did pull number 1, girl.
No, because the exchange was between myself and this girl who sang the pants
Something,
song.
boy.
She was singing soca. The slim girl.
Not Chanakwa?
No, name started with M.
Can't remember right
Her father does productions and all of that too.
Hey, go come back to
me. She had a performance and she wanted to switch the numbers. Yeah, she wanted to switch the numbers. I think I pulled number 1 and she pulled 10, and she wanted to switch. Yeah. She wanted to switch for Queens, and I told her, I said, well, I will take the lower number and you could go ahead, because she wanted to leave early.
But 2016, Queen Soul, and I remember that performance. All Lives Matter.
Yes.
That was Amrika's song in 2016. Now we have a climate where we are saying Black Lives Matter, and we know why.
Yeah.
We don't want to go down that road. We know why, because of crimes, hate crimes, specifically to the African people.
Yeah.
But Amrika sang a song in 2016, All Lives Matter, where she spoke about basically respecting the lives of all human beings, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your geographical location,
regardless of gender,
regardless of gender, because it is not for us to judge. And I remember the stage props and the thing, and she was in white. She had short hair. I always tell her I like her with the short hair. She had short hair, real short. And I sat in the audience and I listened. After I compete, I know I performed early, I performed early. And by the way, that year when she won, she also won Stars of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Amrika came in the Queen's competition. How to put it? She came in with some energy, because she won Stars of Tomorrow, which was before Queens. That competition took place, I think,
early.
a week.
It was earlier.
Before Queens. So we got a chance to hear her song and to see her performance. Man say, way boy. All Lives Matter. We had to watch Amrika.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. She really performed that night. And she won Calypso Queen Monarch. Going back to a bit. You made it to Skinner Park with a song called Do Judgment. One socks green. And I remember the thing, And again, the song spoke about Don't Judge Me. Self-explanatory. That year was when they made it to Skinner Park. What year that was?
That would have been 2014, I think.
2014.
Yeah.
Don't Judge Me. Christoph Grant, I think. Was it Christoph? Who wrote that song?
Don't Judge Me was... that was Christoph Grant.
Christoph Grant, right. I was right. Christoph Grant wrote the song and she made it to Skinner Park. Alright? So we come forward. She won Queens 2016, Stars of Tomorrow. Aruka. Here now.
Yeah.
I tell all them regional Amrika won. Tanapuna, all of them. She start to go the way of, well, I wouldn't say go the way of, I am one that don't believe in a division between soca and calypso. I always say that. Although one may be a faster pace, it's the same.
Yeah.
Calypso.
Yes, the beat that carries it, the rhythm that carries it.
You see, anytime you start to divide, that is where the problem coming in, and that is why we have a problem today. So Amrika started singing the faster version of calypso, what we refer to as soca today. And
but that wasn't after 2016.
No, that was before.
Yeah.
That was before. I know it was before, but the point I'm trying to make is like she conquered everything. I remember even she was saying, I correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere, either to me or in a space, you said something to the effect as if, well, you kind of would have reached that point where, calypso, you want to challenge yourself now.
Yes, I want to challenge
myself. I remember that conversation.
Yeah.
She wanted to chat, and that's the type of person, Amrika, because I'm not think the girl doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what she find anytime. You wanted to challenge yourself. So I know before you started doing soca, you teamed up or you work along or continue to work along, I don't know, with Show in Winchester.
Yeah.
Right.
I was the female vocalist for his band 12 years ago.
Right.
For about 2 years, and then started working on individual songs for myself.
Right.
I'm performing at little events, still doing my calypso, must do a calypso.
Foundation.
But as Ali is saying, by right, after singing calypso for so many years and wanting to challenge myself, I wanted to go international. So it was not only moving in the direction of soca,
Right.
but I did zouk because I do Latin dancing, which is
Well,
a passion of mine.
Boy, this girl, boy.
So I started doing zouk music. I started doing different influences of music because of the many influences that I had since I was small.
Yes.
And I've never been able to challenge that. One, two, when you're young and you are directed on a particular journey, you stay in that direction, one, because you love it, and two, you don't have avenues to push out. At a young age, I was guided by my mom, guided by the school,
Right.
Guided by those influences.
So you're kind of within a confine, more or
Yeah.
less. Yes.
So now that I'm established, I teach, I have my own freedom to make certain decisions.
That's right.
I'm watching the
Because
influences.
it's your destiny to fulfill.
It's my destiny to fulfill.
That's
so
right.
now I'm taking opportunities. Like I went to St. Lucia, I got the opportunity to
You
work
did
with
some work with
Stratosphere Music.
Stratosphere Music in St. Lucia.
Yes.
The girl, I like her too bad.
Yes.
She going out at it. She going out at it.
I mean, you have to always be careful of the opportunities that come your way. Not every opportunity will take. You have to get the information,
Good advice.
research it.
That's right.
But if there's a door that's open in the direction that you feel works for you and is safe,
What is there to
especially
lose?
as a woman,
what is there to lose? I always say that. What is there to lose? As you said there, we must there is risk and there is calculated risk.
Correct.
So that you must assess the thing a little bit.
Yeah.
But there is no situation without, what should I say, without risk.
Without risk.
Nothing is risk free.
Yeah.
But you need to you must know, I can't deal with this. I could deal with this. All right. You must assess the situation.
Yeah.
Life is about risk.
Yeah.
Life is about risk. Some of us, because of our nature, our personality, some people don't like to take risk.
Yeah.
They sit back in their comfort zone. Again, everybody different. But I can tell you, from the little time I am on planet Earth, the persons who would have gone forward and made great impact
It's who took great risk.
is who took risk.
Yeah.
Yeah? Hear what I say? Me I come here to turn stone.
Yeah.
I come here to live my life. And I will do it. As I said, there is calculated risk. But be the best that you can
Yes.
be. Be the best. So, with all that you are doing, you continue to make music.
Yes.
You continue. You also, I saw the Best Village party. I want to plug in that a little thing. Tell me a little thing about your involvement in Best Village and, what you did, whether it was acting or singing.
Okay, well, it was a bit of both. I got involved in Best Village the first year with Roger Johnson. He had a
Right.
group from Wallerfield. So my mom used to drive from Belmont to Wallerfield every weekend.
Supportive parents.
Sometimes on the evening until 1, 2 in the morning, and then I have to go to school the next day. But that was a lifestyle for me since I was small, especially with singing. I was in Calypso roving tent and sing as a teenager.
So get up, time to go to school, get up.
I don't know nothing about sleep. It was sleep for a short time, school, singing.
And that tells of your discipline.
Yeah.
That tells of your discipline. Go ahead.
So I can't sit down.
No.
Can't sit down, but always focused and driven on what it is I want to do and have to accomplish and need to get it done. In terms of the Best Village, so I performed with him for that year in his production. We also did a national song. I did that with another artist that he had, Kwesi Jeffers. Kwesi Jeffers is now performing
Is in England.
outside. Yes.
I think he was a Lion King.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. He's now
Kwesi
performing
Jeffers.
outside. He has spread his wings.
Yes, he's in England now.
Yes, and he was a wonderful performer, very powerful voice.
Yes. He won Young King.
Yes,
Yes,
at one point.
Kwesi Jeff. Yes, he won Young King. I remember.
Yeah. So that was my experience with Best Village. Then we had won the theatre category. We won the plays. I can't remember what the title of
That's
it
all
is.
right. That's okay.
Right. We also won Best National Song that year because we had all the flags and everything on the stage
Lord.
singing God Bless Our Nation. Right. That was between me and Jeffers. And I entered again after I had a number of experiences with that Best Village phase. And I made a choice not to get back into Best Village.
It's time consuming, eh?
It's time consuming, but sometimes the energies or the synergies that you share with certain individuals, you tell yourself you don't want to be around that type of energy. Because sometimes
it's not compatible. The energy is not compatible.
Right?
I understand that.
Right?
Sister, I understand that.
Yeah.
And when your energies, when you recognize your energy is not compatible,
Yeah.
hey, no love lost.
No love lost.
Move
no
on.
love lost. Correct.
You see, we just try to make it work.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just cannot work.
It just cannot.
And no love lost. And when I said that, listen, sometimes your energy may not be compatible with Jane, but Jane energy compatible with Suzanne.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just that you not compatible with Jane. No love lost, no bad blood. Move on.
Yeah.
Next.
So Best Village again, I got a call a couple of years after I was already teaching. And I got this call from a guy, Cleaver's Charles.
Cleavers,
like,
are we people?
Yes, are we people?
Are we people?
He said, Amrika, I've been trying to get onto you for the longest while, so. I have a part for you. I need to see you. I said, first, I did not know who it was. So when I
Trust
spoke
me,
to him,
Cleavers does find you when he wants you.
I said, okay, Mr. Charles. I said, but I have somebody who might be fitting for the part. No, it has to be you. So I sent him so many contacts. Eventually, he convinced me. I met him. I met the performers.
But he's a fantastic.
He's excellent.
It's fantastic.
For All Lives Matter, are we people
It's who do the they did the production on stage.
They performed
right?
on stage with me.
For her Women in
members.
Peace.
Yeah.
All Lives Matter. So his theatre is Cleavers. Since I have been involved in Best Village, and I'm not involved in Best Village now because it's a lot of time. You see the 1, 2 o'clock in the morning thing she's talking about? It's true. And I had to go to work.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, but listen to me. Best Village is the place, man, that churns out champion and the top artistic people in this country, right? Best Village is the place. Of course, you will have persons who, we have things to fix.
Yeah.
People will tell you, but it's not like how it was long time, but Best Village, I say thank you.
Yeah.
I say thank you. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but it helps a lot with the development of children.
Exactly.
I got some of my students, I teach theatre arts, right? So I got a lot of my students involved in Cleavers,
in his performance, right?
And for many nights, they would learn things about the stage. They would learn details about the stage,
correct.
Performance, facial expression, their body, dancing. They learn skills that they were never exposed to before, not even in the school because we didn't have certain facilities.
No, not back then, no.
No, not
it's a
back
little better
then.
now.
Right. So they got that exposure through the help of me carrying them to his classes and his workshops and
he
so
working
on.
with them and you
he
have to be thankful for that.
along with me, with them, to bring them up to a particular standard.
And I'll tell you something. A lot of Calypsonians who you see perform so well on the stage, 9 out of 10 times they come from Best Village.
They come from Best
because
Village.
it helps you, as she says, your expression. You get involved in the acting. It helps you.
Yeah.
It helps you. If you are a person, listen to me. If you are a performer, a Calypsonian more so, that's still inside your shell, and you find you still need to work that stage some more, and you don't express enough, and you don't perform the song, trust me, get involved in Best Village. Get involved in a group of your choice.
Yes.
Get involved and tell me, you will thank me later. It helps with your development because it's okay to stand and sing a calypso sweetly, but that is not really calypso.
No,
you have to express that. Listen to me, you have to master that song, man. When you get on stage, you understand, and that don't come just so.
No.
That don't come just so. So get involved in Best Village and you will thank us later.
Yeah.
So Amrika, as with every show, here and I don't know where what is going on. That orders just fly. So you're doing the soca, you're still doing soca, right? Still involved in making music, you're balancing your education, and we know education is important. But the thing with that is the diploma is going to end in November, so it frees you up a bit.
Yes.
Right? And you talk about all the other projects. Tell me, because I would have asked all the guests this question. TOCO, which is the governing body for Calypso, right? We know they have the executive arm, and they are responsible. We have entrusted them with our artistic life as it pertains to Calypso, right? That is how it is. And you would have entered semi-finals. You enter a lot of competition where Tuko would have had some say. So you're exposed to the rules and regulation, etc., etc. Tell me, because I like solutions.
Right.
We know the problem. How we go fix it is what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Tell me, just give me a couple things that you think you would like to tell Tuko that we could do. Hey, we could do this now, and going forward that go aid the art form, the development of the art form, not specifically to women alone.
Yeah.
Right? Tell the listening audience, by extension Tuko, because Mr. Devon C, let's be honest, no?
Okay.
Yeah. He don't miss it, man.
Hi, Devon.
Give us a couple things that, a couple recommendations and going forward that you think could help the development of the art form.
I know Tuko, over the years, they have a lot of activities in terms of, they might have the boat ride,
Right.
they might have the excursion, they will have the end of year Thanksgiving, and
Right.
so on.
The awards and all of that.
The awards and all of that. I think, and of course, along with meetings and where they have the members coming in and listening in on meetings and they check in minutes.
Right.
I think though we need to have like an interactive session with members and the executive, not in a manner of how we have meetings, but in terms of conversation,
More communication.
workshop, in terms of developmental skills that you want the artist to have. So if Tuko decides, okay, we see an artist, but the quality of their calypsos coming out each year, some of it is weakening, it's lacking substance.
Or the way they look on stage, the
The way
presentation.
they look on stage. There are many veterans out there who even are among the executives that can share with us through a workshop some of the
learnings they
the
got.
learnings that they got or skills that they developed, and do a little workshop for us. Have us come and show something. Let us present a little portfolio. Help each one of the members send out something
To
and
develop.
make it mandatory. So you have to do like 3-4 workshops. You make it mandatory that each member
Good point.
coming in, they have to go
point.
through these steps, whether it's copyrighting their music, whether it's understanding their royalties, whether it's learning about costume, whether it's learning
Good
about
point.
performance on
Mandatory.
the stage.
Because stick up in.
It has to be mandatory.
Why I said she made a very good point. I was about to interject and say, listen, in defense of Tuko, many workshops were put forward to the membership.
Yeah.
And the attendance,
Was low.
poor.
Yeah.
Very poor. Image, all this, a lot of workshops.
Yeah.
And the attendance was very poor. So, how do we fix that? You bring a very good point. Mandatory.
Yeah.
So that, and it's not bending people's arm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to help people to help themselves.
Correct.
So you put a system in place. I understand where you're going, and that's why I said very good point. Where you attend no less than 3 workshops. If you
Correct.
are to do XYZ,
Correct.
of course, now
Correct.
with everything you're going to get resistance.
Yeah.
Because that once there is change, or you're moving towards some sort of the development process, you will get resistance, and that is all right.
Yeah.
But that's a very, very good point, because people aren't coming out to the
Yeah.
workshops.
No,
Right?
but-
When you go in there now, but then the same people complaining.
Yeah.
The same people complaining. So that's a very, very good point. Set up a system to go. This is what Amrika is saying, and I fully agree, where no less than 3 workshops you attend. You know that come like
The same way that we have requirements every time we have to enter a competition. And the same way Tuko will contact your membership as officers, so as the case you need to come in to do whatever. Even if there's a fee, a small fee attached to being the member, that this fee affords you 3 classes or 3 workshops.
Right.
You
I
have
understand.
a venue, but I understand with COVID now we could do something online. The
Virtual.
same way that Tuko is encouraging you to do this for Calypso History Month, although this might be your idea.
Right.
The push is being guided
Of
by
course.
them.
Yes.
Which
yes.
is a plus for Tuko, and it's also kudos to them for supporting it.
Right.
So it means that they are allowing certain things. I know that Maria as well has
Oh,
started
Maria
her
Bulla,
training
yes.
for a while now, when she was getting the support of Tuko as well. So,
Michelle Henry has something going on called Conversation in Calypso, right? I hope I get the name right, which is on a Thursday evening within the same Calypso History Month as well. So we have pockets of people doing things, and I think this is what it is about, collaborative effort.
Yes. So the point here though is it's not about the executive alone.
No.
It is about the members. It
encompasses the fraternity, the Calypso
their own
fraternity.
interest and
That's
upgrading themselves. For me, I'll give the analogy in terms of me and education. I have a degree, I had my practitioner certificate, I had all my passes. I could have stopped there. I decided to move further with my postgrad diploma in education. Education is the golden ticket to life of your own choosing, but it can only continue if it is you apply yourself in the context at which we are living presently.
True.
If Calypso...
The world has changed.
Correct. If Calypso continues to evolve, where it is we move from the tent, we move from men alone singing to women alone singing, from men alone winning competitions to women winning competitions, from performing in a suit with shiny shoes, from women dressing in full glamour to now they're impersonating characters and performing on stage. We're moving from...
Of course, transformation is taking place.
It's transformation. And now we move into COVID where everything is going to be online.
Virtual, get with it.
You have to get with the program.
You
have to develop yourselves.
I feel, I may be wrong, there are persons who sitting down waiting for things to go back to normal, you know. I ain't saying that ain't going to happen, you know, but...
No, we have a new normal.
I ain't know if it will happen soon.
It won't.
But why sit and wait?
It won't.
You have to go look around the world. And a very good point. Let me ask you this question, and my interview would not be complete with you if I didn't ask this question. As an East Indian, a person of East Indian descent, we know Calypso. It's no secret. Calypso is believed to be that more of persons of Afrocentric, background, and right. Mm-hmm. Tell me, was it very challenging as a person of East Indian origin coming into the folds of Calypso?
I think if I had entered years before my time, maybe, but because of my influences, growing up in Belmont, having the influence of music, having the support of you see the support of your parents?
Oh, yes.
She took a lot of the licks in terms of stuff that may have happened where race was concerned.
Okay, your mother, yes.
Mm-hmm. But because of my love for Calypso, my father, and this is something that the viewing public don't know, my father... he was the founder of Natraj Dance School. That is an Indian dance school.
So the thing in your blood, man.
My uncle, he teaches classical Indian dance at the University of the West Indies.
All you're finding out that on the feminine drive.
Right? They won Mastana Bahar, and now my aunt, she is carrying on the legacy. She is running Kiss Natraj Dance School.
Where is this located?
Arima.
Okay.
And they perform at all these Indian events. For Mastana Bahar, for Diwali, they perform at all of these events.
Great.
It was just never my calling.
To go in that area.
I tried to do it.
Listen again to Destiny.
Right? My love for Calypso, it was my journey.
That is your,
I am into African dancing. I'm into ballet. I teach theater arts. I do folklore. All of that is in my blood. I am not driven by the East Indian side of things. And for me, regardless of what people say or what people feel as though I don't belong, I have made my footprint and it will not move.
Of course.
You know?
And you know, let me tell you, oh gosh, we will be about 3 more minutes. But I'll tell you something, very interesting interview. And you know, I like Amrika energy. I always like Amrika energy. And it speaks again to our ancestors. I just want to plug this, that I would tell people, we're not sure who we look like today or what lineage everybody did look like us.
Correct.
I have a friend that looks like me, and her great-grandfather is pure Chinese. Pure Chinese. When she told me that, now when you watch her, you could see it in the eyes. You see that little thing in the eyes, but she looks like me. She's African. But her great-grandfather is Chinese, came from China. So when we talk ancestors, we must be spiritually mature to understand that the blood that runs through our veins, it doesn't always have to be people that look like us.
Correct. And
who are you to go? You went back and see who my great-great-great-grandfather did look like. So here is a perfect example that Amrika born in the thing.
Yeah.
Indian dance thing, classical thing in her home, and she she wasn't gravitating towards that.
No.
The Afrocentric thing is what pulled her the calypso.
Yeah.
You know? And again, we boast of Trinidad being cosmopolitan and a melting pot. And, you know, a Jahaji Bai kind of vibes.
Yes.
And this is a perfect example. And I had to ask that question because it's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Right? We have, and the same thing happened on the Afro-Trinidadian side. I have friends who gravitate more towards East Indian music. They love East Indian music. They love the dishes. That's just
Look at Nana Jordan. Nana Jordan loves chutney to his heart. He always sings anywhere he's singing.
I know, JD, Jody.
Excellent writer and a Young Kings winner.
Well, you know what they say, all good things must come to an end.
Or must be stopped until we continue
Yes,
it
not
on.
no end. I don't like that word end. Here the word I like to use,
To be
adjournment.
continued. Yes.
Adjournment, to be continued. Because once you have the energies of life and you're alive, it ain't no end. We adjourn anything. So, Amrika, I want to thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Right? It was a real energetic interview. I didn't expect less. I didn't expect less. You know, thank you again for taking time out your busy schedule.
That's fine.
Coming here to being part of the interview. And the feminine drive has longevity. So you came here in the context of Calypso, but you could come back on something because you see all them things you had a gourmet.
Come back to teach all your little bread.
Or Latin dance.
Yes.
Hello, we could have a Latin dance session.
Yes.
And bread. Listen to me. Hello. The feminine drive, there is longevity in the feminine drive. Don't get tired up. It's no Calypso thing. Is Warrior behind it. Longevity, my ancestors and me behind it. I'm doing what I come to do. So thank you again. And to everybody, thank you for joining us. You have been a wonderful audience from day one. And continue to support the culture. Not just Warrior Empress or Amrika, but continue to support the artists. See you next time.
Bye.
Land of the living, where peace and justice